Hey everyone, this is Andrew, and in this video I'm going to review the Future Bass and Chill bundle by Aubit Sound. So if you've never heard of Aubit Sound, they make a bunch of cool sample packs and other related types of packs that sell everywhere online, from like ADSR Sounds to their own website at aubitsounds.com. You can see links in the description if you're interested to go to their site and check out these products. I think they're really good, but yeah, let's walk right through it. So I picked out a guitar loop that I like, and I think for this review I'm just going to start like making a song. I think that's probably the best way to demonstrate this. I'll just make a song using only their stuff, or pretty much only their stuff, and we'll go from there. So I picked out a guitar loop, and I'm going to use that as the bass, and I'm going to use some other stuff in the Future Bass and Chill bundle. But before I dig in, I'll just show you the finished track. I obviously don't know what the finished track sounds like yet, but let's play it right here. Alright, so hopefully that came out good. But anyways, I'm going to grab this loop and drag it here, and I made my tempo 100 BPM, and actually, I changed my mind. I didn't like that guitar loop as much. I'm going to use this one. Very nice. So, inside of this pack, there are several different sub-packs. That the Future Bass and Chill bundle is a collection of these different packs. So that was from the Chain Pop bundle. There's also Gray Volume 1 and 2, Odesza Volume 1 and 2, Petite Guitars 1 and 2, and Flume, Volume 1. And, you know, things are in different keys and stuff, but a lot of the keys overlap. They seem to use common keys, so I'm just going to try using that. It should scale it fine. I'll set it to Complex Pro, and we'll just listen. I'm not a fan of that one. Let's try this one. Alright, that's probably good enough for now. I want some drums, so I don't know if there's actually any drum loops or not. I think they're all one-shots. So I'm going to have to make a drum kit, but I guess before maybe we'll look at... Oh, actually, the Odesza has some percussion loops that are actually really great, so... Oh, I'm just going to start dropping stuff. Cool. And let's get that one too. Alright, so I put a couple of basic plugins on. I want to do some cool thing with the guitar, so let's listen to it before. And the thing I'm going to add is called Real ADT. So I'm going to drag that on to the guitars. And this is a Waves emulation of some old piece of hardware that was made popular by, I think, the Beatles. But basically it's a doubler effect. And it also can give some stereo width. So a lot of times I'll use it on vocals, but you can also use it on guitars. So let's just try some presets. That sounds pretty good. I'm going to drag the EQ after so that I can filter out some of the harmonics that were added. Maybe just tone it down a little bit. It's pretty pretty aggressive. That's pretty nice. So now I'm gonna put some auto pan on this vocal thing, and I'll just make it some random number. So that's a pretty cool part. Now I want to add some drums in for more of like a verse part. So this is where I actually have to make a drum rack. So I'll just use this MIDI track here. All right, I've assembled a pretty basic kit, just using a couple different other packs. And by the way, if you ever get a pack that it isn't labeled what the note is of any of the drums, usually it's most important to have it labeled for the kick, but you can also label for the snare and occasionally other things too. But nothing's labeled here for notes. It's pretty easy to figure out. What you do is you get a spectrum if you're in Ableton, and you throw that on there, start clicking stuff, and then you can note over that frequency. And this isn't an exact science. It looks like it's G sharp. So if the key of this song, what was it? It's in D major, so I probably want, could also be A. Right? Yeah, I'm gonna say A. That makes more sense. So since this sample is A and I want it to be D, you just make sure you have that highlighted and you can transpose it. So now I'm at B, C, D. If that doesn't sound good, you can always go the other direction, go -7. You could do the same thing for your snare, but not gonna bother in this case. Alright, I have a basic drum groove established, so now I'm just going to do some processing while I let it play, so you can just kind of see what my process is for processing drum samples. At least initially, I do go back when I'm doing mixing stage, but during composition I like to have some kind of rough idea, so I'm just going to hit play and do that. All right, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to make a duplicate of this part just to kind of show you a little bit more. So going back to the packs, next I want to like kind of liven this part up a little bit. So I think there's some drum loops somewhere in this pack. I remember seeing them. Ah, here we go. All right, so drum loops. Let's look at percussion loops. Full kit loops. Actually, no, I don't want to. I want to keep that pattern the same. So let's use the percussion. Let's try this. Now let's try livening this part up. I'm just gonna put the snares on every 2. And then I'll add the hi-hats to hit on every single hit to also liven it up. Now you notice I have no bass here, and there really isn't any bass in here. There are MIDI loops and there are presets and stuff. But one trick you can kind of do, this doesn't always work. So if I click my guitar here and I want to make kind of a bass version out of it, I can hit convert harmony to new MIDI track, and that's going to try to analyze the notes, figure out what it is, and then give me a MIDI thing. There are MIDI loops included, but this is the way I typically do it. So if I solo this and click play, that sounds pretty good. So I'm just going to delete everything except for the lowest notes because I'm trying to make a bass out of this. So yeah, that should be good. All right, so if you ever don't have your presets loaded into Serum, for it to open it in Serum, you can navigate in Serum, but it's really a pain. So if you don't know, the way I'll add it, the way you add it, I'll show you here, is pretty simple. You just go to your, at least in Mac, you go to your HD, your library, you click Audio, and then from there you go to Presets. You're going to find Extra Records, you're going to find Serum Presets, and then you just drag your folder in here. So Aubit, Future Bass and Chill. I'm going to grab the Flume ones, Serum Presets, Flume 1 Serum, copy that, paste that in there. Now you go to Serum, and you click Rescan Folders on Disk. That'll take a sec, and then now you can go in here and you'll actually find your presets. So now let's hear what that new MIDI thing sounds like. It's actually pretty cool. Let's hear how it sounds with the music. I might actually have to make this an octave up. I think if you look at the frequencies here, a lot of them are falling below 30 hertz, which is unnecessary. So we'll go to MIDI effects and plus 12. Now more in that normal sub range instead of being like below human hearing. And so pretty quickly we have a pretty neat song. I'll just play through it here. So obviously, if you're going to turn this into a finished recording, you burn it down into the timeline, so you could actually like give transition parts and make everything kind of grow, and then eventually render it out for vocals. But either way, I think that's a pretty cool start to a song. I wouldn't want to record the entire process of finishing this because it would take hour plus probably. So, especially since I don't have vocals prepared. But anyways, I think this kind of gives a neat demonstration of the Future Bass and Chill bundle. As you can see, there's a good, I barely scratched the surface, and I kind of made the start of a track. So, there's Serum presets. I didn't go too much into those, but one big meat and potatoes thing you can take away from this is that there's a lot of guitar samples. I started off with the Chain Pop bundle, guitar loops, and I just picked one sample out of, 5, 10, 15, 25 different guitar loops. And that's just for the Chain Pop. If you go in all of these, I think, not all of them, but a lot of them, the Petite Guitars, and the Petite Guitars Volume 2, and then Chain Pop, those all have guitar samples. And I think almost all of these have vocal samples. So if I go to Flume, I'll click one of these.
Just you and me, just you and me alone, just you and me.
And then Chain Pop, I don't think does, but Gray has vocal chops. And most of them are quite good. So getting this pack alone just for the vocal chops and the guitar samples is a pretty good investment. But there are a bunch of MIDI loops, and there's a bunch of Serum presets, and a bunch of drum one-shots. And everything I've played with so far is very good. So I don't think you can go wrong with this pack. It's available on Aubit's website, as I said before. Click the link in the description to learn a lot more from them and see more demos on their website. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. Subscribe for more. Upload videos every single Tuesday and Friday at least. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.